is the Comegys Podcast Show.
Harry the Weather Boy!
Meek Link.
Donnie the Detective.
Next up, we're interviewing Miss Malika.
She is the best teacher in the universe. I guaranteed it.
Welcome, Miss Malika, to the show.
So the first question is, why did you like coming to this school? Is there something good about this school that you think?
Oh my God, what a great question. Why do I like coming to this school? When I first came to this school, I recognized that it was a wealth of natural talent resource at Comegys. It is so many beautiful children with beautiful talents, untapped and misdirected or not directed yet, maybe not even awakened, but I can see in their eyes, in almost every child in Comegys, a hope for a brighter future, and that inspires me every day.
Very nice.
Where did you grow up and where you live today?
Where did I grow up? I grew up in a rural community called the Eastern Shore of Maryland. It's really country. I grew up like by chicken farms and cornfields and stuff. I was an outsider where I grew up because I didn't like any of that stuff. I don't like grass, trees, leaves, gardens, none of that. And as soon as I graduated from high school, I moved to North Carolina, went to school. Didn't like that because it was still too country. And as soon as I could, I packed up my stuff and I moved to Philadelphia in search of music, where I've been living in for a while. I love West Philadelphia. I've been in West Philly for about 10 years. I just moved to Southwest about a year ago.
So what is your house now?
Where's my house now? It's about 10 blocks from here. I live in the community I serve. So like if you ever need Miss Malika, you can walk to my house.
10 blocks away.
Yeah.
I didn't know I could make it that far.
Oh, you can make it.
How has your summer been so far?
My summer has been quite eventful, actually. I'm taking classes this summer, so that's keeping me really busy. I'm learning more about what I do, how to engage with youth and how to engage with the community. So it's been really exciting finding out new things in class and then bringing them to my workplace and see if they work with you guys, sort of testing what I'm learning as I'm learning it.
What is your favorite part of the summer?
Favorite part of the summer? As in like the best thing about summer?
Yeah.
I hate cold weather, so of course I'm going to say the sunshine in my face is the best part, but maybe the fact that the days are so much longer. I love that the sun doesn't go down till about 8:30. I think that's beautiful.
So what was your worst part of the summer?
The worst part of the summer, again, probably will be the heat. It's just sometimes the sun is too much. And maybe the balance here in Philadelphia. Sometimes in the summertime, people don't know less how to control how they feel and overreact, and situations get a little too violent here in our city.
How's Cape?
Cape is great, always.
Where did you get the name Cape from?
The name Cape came from Miss Raina trying to make a group out of the second graders that bring them together because they needed some sort of fraternity, some sort of brotherhood, some sort of sisterhood to bring them together. So Comegys Agency for Positive Energy just came to us, and then we're like, hey, that's Kate. That means they could be superheroes. And that was kind of where we went with that. Like, they're superheroes to the community.
What made you come up with, your slogan that you always say with your cape?
Which one?
Okay.
Yeah, the whole thing?
All my cadences come from call and response, which is an African tradition that's very, very important to us. A lot of times we're losing it right now because we're far away from what is traditionally ours. But call and response is an African tradition that we do to let each other know that we hear each other and that we are together. It signifies unity. So if I say something, you know the response. It lets everyone know that you and I are of one tongue. We are of one brotherhood. We are of one movement. So when you learn the cadences, even with Harambe, when you learn these chants and cadences, it shows that we're together. And that's why it's so important. And I think that everybody should have their own call and responses amongst their own classes. Like in my friends, when we were younger, we used to say, "Hey, hey, daddy." Like it was just something we did as friends. So it's call and response. It's really important to our culture.
I have a question. Why do you think that younger generations might not understand call and response as much as your generation does?
Because it's not practiced. It was because the black church was the cornerstone of the community for a long time, and new religions, because black Christians that's what we were, introduced to Islam, atheism, things like that have changed the practice of the black community. So they're not going to church and doing call and response anymore. So it's not being felt or practiced as much as it used to be. So the younger children aren't familiar with it because, like I said, there's a generational gap. The parents of these children aren't going to church. There's a lot of kids who've never been inside a black church where I grew up. And when I was growing up, it was no matter what you studied religiously, it was the center of your community.
And now have a follow-up question to that?
What did you do as a teenager?
What did I do as a teenager? I was a teenager during the golden age of hip-hop. That was when hip-hop was at its best. First of all, we had a great president who made lots of money for everybody. So I spent money, and I danced, and I had a good time, and I was in school getting great grades, and then I made a baby. And I was a teenager. I made a baby. Can you believe that? Her name is Miss Cora.
Yeah, she's here today, right, guys? You guys know Miss Cora?
How old?
I was 16 when Cora was born.
What?
So I was a teenager.
So now, how many kids you got together?
2.
Miss Cora
And Kobe.
Yeah. The one I saw is one at SLA.
SLA. That's where he goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still tell you something, come play me anytime. I'm across the street. You tell me anytime.
You still at Beaver? No, you're not Beaver. You're going to Tech.
Tell me. What was your first cell phone?
Why did that question tickle me so bad? Oh my God. My first cell phone was from Singular, I think.
I remember.
Singular, and it was, oh my God, some kind of Magnavox flip phone. It was horrible. And oh my God, it was so, when I look back and think about it, at the time, I was top of the line though, because everybody didn't have a cell phone when I had a cell phone. Okay? So it wasn't like today where everybody has a cell phone. Only those who had that dollar had the cell phone. So when I had my little cell phone, I was popping. I thought I was cute. But it was really, if I had that phone today, I would cry. I wouldn't show it to anybody. And it was Singular. Singular doesn't even exist anymore. They were like one of the first cell phone companies.
What terrible was cell phones?
No, they're AT&T now. AT&T is great.
Oh.
What college did you go to?
College? Oh, Lord. I went to University of Maryland, Eastern Shore. I went to Shaw University. I went to Johnson County Community College, and then that's in North Carolina because I tried that. And
How many colleges did you go to?
a few. And then I went to DPT Business School, and now I'm at Community College of Philadelphia trying to get into UPenn.
Mm-hmm.
So many colleges.
Yes.
Wow.
It's sometimes when you go to school, you're not always sure of what you're going for or who you are, and that changes as you take classes. And for me, being a young mom and a student, it was really hard. So if I got discouraged or wanted to change a path or change a direction when they were younger, I would kind of have to stop, regroup, and start again. So it's really important that after high school, you go straight to college. You don't wait. You don't play around. You don't make babies on the way to college because that hangs up stuff. And you get to college first and figure out who you are, who you're going to be, what you want to be, and what you want to do in this world while you're there. You don't have to go there knowing, but figure it out while you're there. So when you get out, you can start affecting change in your world. Okay?
I understand.
Yeah.
And Miss Malika, what degree do you want to pursue in the future?
Right now I'm working on my behavioral health and human service degrees. I'm going for my youth work certification. I plan on creating a new model for positive youth development. That's my career goal. I want to take what I'm experiencing, what I'm realizing from engaging with current urban youth and create a model that actually makes black boys more attentive and more successful in the current, condition of the schools they're in. Like, how can we survive when we don't have anything for them? I want to create a model for that.
What do you guys think about that?
That's amazing. I haven't even heard of that before, but that's a mouthful.
That's a mouthful.
It's a mouthful.
I love my little black boys. I got a heart for y'all. As I grew up as a teenager, I watched a lot of beautiful black boys not make it to manhood. And I watched a lot of beautiful black boys with great talent. I knew one guy who could play basketball so well that I thought he was going to go to the NBA, but he went to jail instead.
Wow.
He could shoot. If a basketball court was on this side of the building, he could shoot from on this side of the building, across the building, into the basketball court because of his memory and the way he could calculate mathematics and calculations that fast. The boy was a genius, and he was physically fit. He was smart, but he ends up in jail for a life sentence, and now he plays basketball in the yard, shooting baskets over fences. One decision, one bad decision. You're always one bad decision away from a life change.
How did he go to jail?
Made a bad decision.
And the bad decision was?
He decided to try to transport some illegal material from one state to another.
Wow.
And one bad decision, one time, changed his whole life.
Wow. That was a bad decision.
It was. And I think if I'm 36 years old now, he will be out in 3 or 4 years.
I think our final question would be, what do you think life means to you?
Wow. Life to me, what does it mean to me? Life.
They asked me that one too.
That's deep. Life is the opportunity to learn so that the spirit that I believe continues forever can cultivate itself so another plane of understanding. I'm trying to get to another level of thinking. So this life gives me an opportunity to learn more about what it means to be on this planet so I can better work this planet and myself in the spirit that I believe that continues forever.
I think that was amazing. And that's
Thank you
all
for
the
coming on the
questions
show.
we have for today.